Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to my new series for AirportCEO. It's CoasterManiax. So today we're gonna go ahead and start a new airport. I don't really care too much what I look like, but I'll keep that and hairstyle. There we go. That looks at least a bit better. So CoasterManiax. There we go. Let's go ahead and pick our destination. Let's go ahead and do the east coast of the United States. Probably around New York, which I think is somewhere around this area. Here we go. Alright, we're going to go ahead and name this the CoasterManiax International Airport, because that is what it will eventually become. We'll call it CMI. So, I'm still trying to get the hang of this whole YouTube thing. Don't really know entirely what to talk about. Hoping to start making it a bit big on here as I'm getting out of the Air Force. Been in for almost 8 years now, getting ready to get out and hopefully become an airline pilot. Let's go ahead and do a large map. And let's go ahead and do difficult. So I have played many versions of this game. Or I shouldn't say versions. I've played many different times on this game. All have mostly come out successful. But I like to mix it up, do different ideas, find out what works best. So we'll go ahead and see about that. I do have a lot of mods downloaded. Different airlines, businesses for restaurants, gas, let's see what else, catering, restaurants, stores. So once this is done loading, we'll get into it. One thing I will be hoping to do here before too long is getting into some streaming. I already have a Twitch account. I have tried doing one video on there so far. Little difficult with the setup that I have right now, but I'm trying to work out the kinks as it is. It's under the same name if you look me up on Twitch, CoasterManiax. Alright, and we're almost there, almost into the game. Come on, just a couple more businesses, a couple more mods. And I do not know why it's making that static noise in the microphone. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. Another thing is I'm not very good at editing videos yet. Trying to figure out what software is best for that, and hopefully I can cut out these long wait times where all it is a loading screen. But all stuff to improve upon in the future. Alright, here we go. Loading in the game world. Okay, this is taking longer than normal. Come on. Alright, so here we go, finally in the game. We're not going to go ahead and do the tutorial, but right away I'm going to go into contracts, get us a company for that, although it's all 1-star right now. I'm going to hold off for a minute. Let's get our fences up along the perimeter, and right off the bat I'd just like to do a full solid fence around, because it's going to be a while before we even get a chance to expand. So there we go, we have our fence going all the way around the perimeter. Now we can go take a look back yet again at those offered contracts. We do have 2 3-stars, 94 for 6.4, or a little bit more for a lot more people. Or we have a third one, 129 for 5.5. So I believe that beat the first offer by a lot too. So go ahead and accept that one. Let's go ahead and bring them in, deploy all 129 of them. And then what I'm going to do is this back area is going to become my general aviation, while the front area is going to be all of my commercial flights. So right off the bat, we'll go ahead and put this in planning mode, so that way we don't have the actual costs in case I accidentally click. But let's go ahead and figure out how large of that area that I'm going to want. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's for one row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so that would be 3 rows of general aviation. And then I'm going to need 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Actually, that right there should be perfect. Let's go ahead and try this, because I'm not going to have a total of 5 length of taxiway, or width of taxiway. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and do my taxiway, or my runway ramps just like that. We'll just go ahead and make those 3 long, but I'm going to put a space of 3. No, we'll go ahead and just do it like this. Now, 2, so 1, 2, 3, and my runway is actually not as far as I would have liked it. So I'm going to mark it like this so I know exactly where I want my runway to be. Let's actually do grass since it'll be cheaper right off the bat. But I am still going to be doing the asphalt runway ramps just because I don't have any other way of making them this way with just grass. So I'll do 3 on that and then 1 on each side just to give them extra room in between. 1, 2, 3. And I'm probably just going to do 3 sets of this to make sure I still have plenty of room for parking, fuel, and hangars, and even potentially in the future a de-icing area. But that should be as well plenty of parking for general aviation. And the big thing about starting with the airport is the first air traffic control tower we use, we can't have too many flights coming in, so this already takes out a good chunk up top. And I can go ahead and do my service road coming out that way. And let's do our fuel and parking area. Let's do parking area first. I like to keep 1 space in between them, and now there's fuel. And whenever we get emergency vehicles, I can put that on the bottom side of it. So let's go ahead and also build our control tower. We'll go ahead and put him right up here in this top corner. And we'll go ahead and speed up time a bit as well. And it looks like I forgot to finish the entire taxiway line. So now there's that. And we will also go ahead and create the service road access. Bring it from here, just have it go a bit like this. Gives us the most amount of room available, and coming all the way out, all the way up to connect. So now as soon as all of that is built, I will go in, purchase some fuel trucks, and get those running up into here. And I also usually like to do another service road on both sides of the stands. So one thing you definitely got to watch out for is knowing when your planning mode turns off, because I did not actually mean to build all of this just yet. I had meant to hold off until I had everything in place and then go, but yeah, you just got to keep an eye on when that turns off. Now, right now, with the current way everything is, you are now able to hire staff and have them work off-site until you're ready to build a area for them. So let's go ahead and purchase a couple, or not purchase, hire a couple administrators. So I already got 3. That's pretty much all we need right now because it's the max you can get. And let's go ahead and research Maverick fuel trucks. The reason I like to research that right off the bat is those are a little bit more expensive, but at the same time they do require less maintenance, so you get a lot more money out of them in a sense for the longer that you have them. And there we go, they're almost done with that perimeter fence, little patches here and there, which they'll take care of, but for the most part they're going to start coming up, finishing the runway and all the roads and such. We already have a tower, which is great. And once they finish these 2 ramps, we can open up for general aviation, which let's go into here and allow general aviation, open up our airport, and as soon as all of these are connected, they will now be connected. So there we go, all 9, that's 6, that's 18 stands are now open. And there's our first flight. And while we're doing this as well, let's go ahead and put in a weather station where, while it might be small, it at least gets us the ability to research the de-icing stands, so we can put those in before too long. Alright, and now that we have both of those, do we have... Yes, we do have that. Let's go ahead and purchase a couple of our fuel trucks. We are almost done, 75% of the way done with unlocking them. But in the meantime, we can turn this off so that way we don't get any supplies here. And then contract for aviation fuel suppliers. So right off the bat, I can already see a lot of 3 stars. So $1.52, 34 cents, 31, 34 cents, 42 and 28 cents. Oh, that one's not a 3-star. Shell, 144 and 31 cents. Let's see, I think there was another one that was a little bit better, but maybe I'm wrong. 31, 34. So it's a little bit cheaper on the jet fuel, not so much on the avgas, which eventually I'm going to be spending a lot more on the jet fuel. So I'm going to go ahead and do Shell, not just because of that, but also because out of the ones that I am able to get, I actually know Shell, so why not do something I know. So we'll go ahead and hire or purchase 4 Maverick fuel trucks, get those brought in, and then we can turn this on, so now we can get that supply. And as soon as those trucks show up, they should fuel up and then start supplying fuel to all of these planes as they land. And while we are waiting, I'm going to go ahead and go into planning mode and start prepping my my commercial side for whenever it is ready. So this side I'm going to go ahead and do, oh, did not mean to do that. Finger came off the mouse there. So this side I'm going to be doing the little bit of a gap between the runway and the taxiway, just that way I can have emergency vehicles go up once I research those. and they will go just like that. And then I can go ahead and at least get part of the taxi lines done. And so that's basically just what it looks like when it's in planning mode. Go ahead and turn on avgas so we can get some fuel out to these guys. Make some extra cash for that as well. Especially with the fact that we are now at negative $7,000. We are making a profit every hour, which is still good. But this way, we make a little bit more of a profit. And then what I'm going to do here is we'll go ahead and make the fence actually come out to the fence line. For down here, I'm just going to go ahead and start like this for now. Just to make it look like if you're driving on the road, this is kind of like don't go past that fence. Just kind of aesthetics for me. But we can also move our delivery sites out here, so that way we can keep them from impeding any kind of traffic. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and put it way out here. We're going to have 2 in total. Just bring it all the way down. Or I could actually do it just like that. Let's get rid of that stuff. Another thing that sucks is I did just have 3 full deliveries of fuel due to the amount of trucks I've purchased. So it's going to take us a little bit to get some cash. I could take out some loans, but this early in the game it can really affect you. So I'm going to hold off a minute to see how my profits are going to be going. Like I said, it looks like I've been making a profit lately. And there we go, we just made another profitable hour. And what'll happen is I'll probably come from here, come around and have my de-icing station somewhere around here, and have some hangars in between for maintenance purposes. And let's see, just what kind of loans are we looking at? 300,000. That's actually the highest I've seen for that low. I usually see it around the 200,000 to as low as about 120,000. 510,000 for the 3-star is not very bad. However, I want to save that loan specifically for whenever I start doing commercial flights. I know some people like to do their general aviation and then one by one open up commercial flights, but I like to just keep my general aviation and commercial separate. And another thing that I could do if I really wanted to, just because of the sheer amount of flights that it will be coming in eventually, having 2 separate runways, one for incoming, one for departing. While that is a good theory overall, I've found that it just hinders a lot of stuff in the game. So we're just going to leave it at the 1 and see how that goes. So we'll go ahead and we'll just take out a small loan for now, 140,000. That way we can at least get our access to the new drop-off area and contractor area. And then same thing, I'm probably going to have my de-icing station somewhere around here, which means there will have to be a taxiway coming down to go back up, which for commercials a bit more important because of the fact that there's going to be a lot more commercial planes taking off at the same time. And with that being done, we can go ahead and actually delete that now. So what I will go ahead and start to do is just do my taxiway. We'll go up to 10 spaces down. That was also supposed to be in planning mode, but I completely forgot to put that back on. And let's go ahead and go into research. Jet fuel. That will be very important here before too long once we start getting those commercial flights. And none of those trucks have had to refuel. Right now our rating is at 88%. Let's see what they are talking about. Tarmac quality when landing, parking, and taking off. So if we want to have over 90% of a rating, probably have to go through, just upgrade the runway, taxiways, all that. But right now, runway's at 28%, so let's go ahead and repair that, and let's see if that had any effect on anything. No effect. In fact, I would say it actually ended up going down a bit. However, let's see how much it would take to upgrade. 50,000. So that is going to be quite a bit. But you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. The higher rating we have, the more aircraft we'll have. And as of right now, it still has not done anything in regards to increasing that rating. Nope, there it goes. Now the rating is going up. But is it enough to bring us to at least a 90% current rating? It does not look like it. Alright, so another thing that I'm going to do is we will be needing another taxiway to go down for that de-icing area. So we'll go ahead and just do that right now. And eventually we'll need a service road for that, but that can come later. And now we're going to need 2 spaces plus 4 for the next bit that I'm going to be doing. This will be our commercial gates. And yes, I know I'm going pretty far with that one side. However, that's just going to be one length, or one entire side of it. And then I like to do, for small aircraft, just 5 large squares, or 5 of the grids in between. That's plenty of room for seating and all that I have planned. And then we'll go ahead and do just 4 total. And there's another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 5 right there. And so this way, what I'm going to be doing is we will actually be placing our our hangars down here along with the de-icing station or pad, and these ones are only going to be going out 4. These ones are 5, and this one is also going to be 4. If I really wanted to, I could do even more over here, but I'm going to be making this like my main area, kind of like up here, parking, fuel, all of that. And our service road will be coming out just like that. There we go. And I'll go ahead and have a couple that cross the taxiway just in case emergency vehicles are up here and need to come down. And then I also like to give at least 1 space at the end of these taxiways for various reasons. Mainly it just gives them, the planes, an extra bit of space when being pushed back. But in the case of these ones, they don't really do that, so it's more aesthetic reasoning. So let's go ahead and set up our taxi lines. And right off the bat, this definitely does seem like a lot of stands for the airport, because our control tower can only handle, I believe it's 25 flights a day, which, yep, that is it. Which pretty much makes it to where if I put it in automatic status, like to book everything, it's going to be very very early morning flights and then nothing the rest of the day. So that's another reason why it's important to make sure you research higher levels of air traffic control towers. Right here, extended commercial license, that will get you up to 75 flights plus a radar, which will add another 50 flights, I believe, making it to where you can handle a total of 125 flights a day. But for now, let's see. We have trailer trucks, we don't need those. Program Group 1, increased construction speed, repair cost reduction, salary cost reduction, upkeep cost reduction. Let's go ahead and research that before we get into our actual commercial flights. And I'm going to start off planning the this stuff here. I drew a blank, but let's go ahead and do 8. Let's do 7. Bring that up, and this one we will go ahead and do 10. So let's get rid of all these interior walls, as we don't need those right now. And what I'm going to do is we'll put some bus stops and all that kind of stuff over in this area. What we may also do is go underground for some parking lots as well. And so there we go, we have our jet fuel parking, we have our truck parking and jet fuel receptacles, I should say. We'll go ahead and put some of these bus stops over in this area after we do some personal vehicles. Oh, that is not what I wanted. There we go. So we'll go ahead and do it just like that. We'll throw in some taxis as well. And some buses. There we go. Put in some roadways, and we will be putting in some crosswalks here in just a second to make sure everybody's able to get all the way across. Did not mean for that last one. And let's go ahead and do our crosswalks now. Alright, there we go. And make sure everything is nice and secure. We'll go ahead and put our fence right there. So I know it's a bit unusual with how all of the passenger drop-off and all that is, but this will work at some point. I'm sure this won't cause too many problems, at least. So as of now, we have made a decent profit. We're back up to 73,000. Let's check what our loan is currently at, 121. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this loan, 720. We'll repay this one back off. We only used a small amount of about, I think it was, let's see, 740, about 70,000. Maybe less than that, actually. But this way now, we can get started on the rest of this. So let's go ahead and right off the bat just get all of that part built. We'll even do that. I don't want to do the jet fuel just yet. Let's also go ahead and build all of our passenger drop-off, all of that sidewalks. That way people can easily get in and out. And we'll go back to our research. So we have program 1 is complete. We're going to go ahead and start researching commercial license. So now we can focus on the inside of all of this. And let's go ahead and add some doors. I know that it's going to be right here. You got to put it back in planning mode. Otherwise, it will not let you place these on something you've only planned. And there we go. We have our 4 doors or 8 doors on that side. We'll have that many on this side, plus an additional 4. So we'll have in total 20 gates for this airport. And starting off, we'll probably just go ahead and have this side mostly done. Let's go ahead and at least get all of that taxiway done. That way we can slowly add each and every gate to here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate some of this into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this area will become our security exit, baggage claim, etc. And then we're going to have this area primarily become our ticketing and then security checkpoints. Security doesn't have to be as big with a small airport like this. You're not going to have very large security checkpoints at first. So you will have a lot of smaller ones, which makes it easier to get people in and out. What I will probably also have to do is over in this area create the baggage depot once we receive those, which means these items will have to move somewhere down into this area because that's going to need to be a lot more accessible for everything else. I could also build one over here. Unfortunately, I put this last stand way too close to the bottom, so I can't really create a road right here that'll easily allow all of the baggage trucks for these stops to come in and go out. So let's go ahead and begin with, I guess, some of this, 275,000. So it's definitely going to be close call with getting any of those gates. But with that being our ticketing and everything, I kind of do want that area to be done. Let's see, can we? Nope, we can't really get all the way up there, but we can get just to the bottom of it. But this will at least allow us to create our staff room and ticketing and all that under planning mode before we can get to that. Whereas we should still be able to make enough of a profit through our general aviation. So we'll see how this hour goes. As of right now, we're still about 1,500 short. Got about 15 more minutes. Oh, there we go. We are still making a profit, so we will be able to get some of that stuff done slowly but surely. And let's see where we are on that commercial license. So we are now done. Night flights, extended, floor construction, medium, remote stand service, emergency response units. Those will become important here shortly, especially with us being on that difficult playthrough. However, we will be needing some of these before too long, and what I'll do is they're going to be way down here, so we're going to hold off a minute. Oh, something else we should be able to do now. Let's see. I do not see it. Maybe it's under... Yeah, so right here, that De-Icing Permit. So we will hold off on researching that for the time being. We don't really need the extended license just yet. Let's go ahead and start creating our staff room here. So I'm going to go ahead and create a pretty large staff room, just to make sure we meet all of the needs of our staff. And by that I mean we're going to even put in a couple restrooms in here. There we go. Restrooms. And these will be for staffs only, so all the way off to the side. Do one female and one male. So for the female one, obviously all you need are regular toilets. We'll do 2 sinks and a hand washing station. Same thing on this side, 2 sinks and hand drying. And then we're only going to need 2 toilets and 1 urinal. So there we go. Let's go ahead and make sure we got a door on each of these. And then all of this is going to be under staff only. And our staff room is going to be this entire area. And start it off, we're going to put some computer desks in here. There we go. And put in some walls here. And now the rest of this area is going to be primarily seating. And there we go, we have a pretty basic area, and I usually like to give my staff nice hardwood floors, except for the bathrooms, we're going to just do tile. There we go. And now let's try and liven up that area too, because you know staff usually like to be little decorated. Do some plants all around, and we'll even go ahead and throw in those on each side. So there we go, we have a very generic staff room area. We'll go ahead and put in some doors now as well for our passengers. And yes, I do like a lot of doors. Oh, and look at that. We already have a request for emergency. We'll go ahead and accept him. However, we don't really have any means of fixing them. So let's go ahead and change that. Go 3 back. Those two, or that one should be good. We'll go ahead and use a grass taxiway as well. And as you can see, he's already mad that we don't have a proper hangar. Oh, and our runway was almost completely down. So let's go ahead and fix that one up. So it looks like he's already taken off. He did not like our airport, nor our facilities. Or I should say that lack thereof. Let's go ahead and do just 5 spaces that way. And then on this side, we can go, let's do 10. And that, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there we go. That should be perfect for us on this end. And then this one will be specifically just general aviation. So now let's go ahead and hire some executives. I see a lot of yellow, so what I like to do right off the bat is just reject all of the yellow, because I know we can get better candidates. I'd rather get the best of the best, so we'll see what they all come up with. And unfortunately, some of them have come back yellow or even red. So let's try it again. Alright. So this one is much higher than this one. Pay is also going to be a lot higher. Personally, I don't know how you can give them different incomes, as that is part of the executive committee. It says that you can change some stuff in there. Let's see. Unlocks ability to set salaries. So your HR director, I've still yet to figure out how to use that, but we'll go ahead and hire that CFO. We'll get this CIO. They're not much more an hour more than the other person. COO wise, 34, 32. Let's go ahead and do the $34 an hour. And we're going to reject that HR director. Procurement, while they are very similar in skill, one is a lot less an hour, it looked like. So personally, I'm going to go ahead and hire that person. And strategy director, again, same thing. One is less an hour than the others. We'll go ahead and hire them. And look at my executive committee again. It's just the HR director that I need, and we have a really good candidate right there. So now we have all of our executives. And they don't really have much to do. So let's go ahead and create our secure area here. So what I have done is I've made it to where our security exit will come out pretty far. We can actually go ahead and we'll have 2 total security exits. And then these are the small security checkpoints that I was talking about earlier. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually set them up right here in the middle. And 6 I think should be good. But we're also going to put 1 here and 1 here for staff to get through. And just put a wall around the rest of it, so that way nobody can try to sneak around them. Okay, so now we do have a little bit more in regards to how much money we have. So let's go ahead and purchase another little bit. And then same thing with this fence. We'll go ahead and actually purchase this fence already. And then we'll also need to put a fence on this side, but we do not have the funds for that right now. Oh, now we do. There we go. And I believe it's 7,500 per each one of these security things, security checkpoints. So I'm going to go ahead and just worry about our exit for now. Make sure people can get out before they can get in. Oh, and it looks like we put this door in the wrong spot. Let's go ahead and correct that. Put a wall for right there. But let's see. All of the other ones appear to be correct, so that was the only mistake I made. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be combining these two, each one of the two stands, so that way in between we can have some kind of a restaurant or cafe or shop or whatnot. So there we go, we have one of those aircraft, there we go, going over to the hangar. That will make us some money each every hour. I believe it's starting off at like $600. And now we actually do have the ability to increase our fees. Let's go ahead and make it $750 each small aircraft, $600 per general aviation sitting at their stand. And I believe we can make it $3 for the avgas. So there we go. And we should be at least able to get 2 more of those tiles for the terminal building. And let's go ahead and start getting some of these check-in desks completed. So we'll go ahead and put 2 side by side, and then with how I'm going to be putting my queues for these, I'm going to need a little bit of space in between. I'm also going to have some over in this area, so I'm going to need at least 2, let's do 3. And then let's go ahead and start this. So I'm going to bring it all the way out here just to make sure there's plenty of room for everyone in each flight. There we go. And what I'll do is I can also make a little waiting area out here for those that show up very early for their flight. Let's go ahead and start doing that. That way we have our staff access. And I'm actually going to go ahead and create a wall pretty much all the way down to there. It'll have a door so that way only staff can get in there. And that one pretty much goes all the way down to there. So there we go. You know what? I actually don't really like that. So let's go ahead and get rid of all that. That is way too long. What am I doing? Is it? No, that is actually the right length. Alright, so there we go. And what I'm going to do is I'll just copy this and make sure there's at least one gap in between. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'll only need 8 more. This one, we'll go ahead and power that one off. No passengers. And we'll go ahead and just create a queue. Right like that. And we will put a door. Actually, that one would open up the wrong way. There we go. Now let's go ahead and hire a few security guards. Oh, I did not mean to hire that one in yellow. However, yellow isn't too bad. It's the red ones that I want to watch out for. And this one's really low yellow, so I'm just not going to hire them. That should give us a good amount of staff. We have 9 security officers now. So I'm going to go ahead and open that one up just to make sure we have something going over there. And 30,000 to open up just one of these stands. So we're going to hold off just a minute, try and finish up some of these others, other security access points. Let's see, we'll go ahead and add one there, and one right there. And then we'll do another one, probably right here. Although that one is 3 away, so we'll go ahead and move it right there. One there, and we could have done 3 there, but oh well. Now we'll go ahead and close all of these. We don't want them open just yet. That's going to waste some money for us. And we probably should put a couple of doors down here. So one, and I can't really get that to be the most symmetrical, so we'll go ahead and do that. Oh, and one more thing. Make it to where contractors don't sit in this room because they just stand around and take up space, which is super annoying. So we'll go ahead and check our researching again. What we will go ahead and start doing is emergency response remote stand service. Let's go ahead and do our emergency response units. That way, since we are in difficult status, we're going to have a lot more emergencies happen, which means we're going to need our fire trucks and our police officers. So now that we have even more areas set up, let's see, 25,000 to open up that second one. And what that will allow me to do is start putting in these check-in desks and seating. And now go ahead and just copy and paste these ones and bring them right there. So that should be plenty of seating for all of our seats. We are nearing an hour now on this video, so I will be ending this video shortly. We will be picking back up here. A little bit more though. I am going to be putting in some windows as well. Everyone likes to watch their planes show up and all that, so this way you have all 4 stands people can look at. But overall, here's just another overview of the airport. General aviation looks like we're doing pretty good. Most of our stands are full. We have a constant flow of aircraft taking off and landing. We have prepped that de-icing station up there. We already have a hangar. Down below we have a pretty good sized terminal, drop-off pickup area. Started working with the gates. We will be getting to that in the next episode. So please pay attention. It shouldn't be too long until the next episode is out. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. I know I probably sounded boring a few times. There's probably a few areas where it was pretty quiet. If there's certain things you guys want to hear me talk about, go ahead, comment down below about them. Let me know what you want to hear. Until next time, this is CoasterManiax signing off.